So welcome to another day on this proven path to your promotion. This is season 2, and we are covering the 7 strategies in 5 minutes or less. This series is covering the entirety of the promotion playbook. So if you want to go back and hear about the other components, you can. This is season 2, and season 1 goes into more depth. So everything here is we shoot for 5 minutes or less, and it's just quick and tactical and down to the practical application of the promotion playbook. So we're going through the 7 strategies on your path to promotion. And today we're going to talk about making your plan. I'm going to go into the promotion playbook and I'm going to explain to you the elements of your plan and how to develop a comprehensive plan specific towards your promotion. There's a lot of times people say that they don't have the time. Like, time is something that takes a lot of people out because they want to promote, they want to test, but they just can't find the time to test. And sometimes that's true, but in most circumstances, most people have the time, they're just not managing their time well. So a good thing to try out is, if you're worried about not having enough time for a test, I'd encourage you to log every hour for the next week of how you spent your time each day. Because if you're like most people, you're probably spending 3 to 5 hours in activities that aren't necessary for your daily life or for your family, or for whatever it is. Most of us have habits and time things that we do, such as maybe watching the news, maybe watching movies in the evening, maybe there's a lot of things that people do that could be redirected towards focusing on your promotion. And then if you really look at your schedule, you probably do have the time. You just aren't being disciplined with it or being intentional with that time. So that being said, we look at everything in a 90-day training plan. It's based on doing a 90-day training plan because that is 1/4 of a year. And it's a common time that people use for setting goals and evaluating progress and things like that. So if you're less than 90 days out from your test, it's not optimal, but you can still use this concept to make your plan. If you're more than 90 days out, you can still use this. I just suggest that you set 90-day, you break it into 90-day intervals that you do your plan. And once you complete each 90-day plan, you just reevaluate and keep adapting until it's time for your test. So we start off at the top of this mountain. This mountain summit is our target. And for the 90-day plan, we say the top of the mountain is where we want to be 90 days from now. Then we go back down here to the base of the mountain, and we're standing at the mountain. We're looking up at this 90-day target, and we're looking at all the work that we have to do. And from our current stance, if you're looking at the top of this mountain, it has a tendency to look overwhelming, and it can look like a huge undertaking. So in order to break this down into small steps, we start first by breaking it into 30-day benchmarks. So 90 days breaks down into 60 days and 30 days. So all we do is say, in 30 days, where do I need to be in order to reach the top of this mountain? Then we move on to 60 days and then 90 days. And then we further break these down into weekly check-ins. So for each 30 days, you're going to have 4 or 5 weeks in between. And each week we have I recommend you doing a check-in so that you make sure that you're on course and you don't get way off course. And then the basics of this is doing your daily work. So the daily work is just the small, simple steps you do to get up to the top of the mountain. It's not about making this massive climb up the mountain. It's about each day you intentionally take small daily steps, and eventually you'll reach the top of that mountain. Consistency is king. Consistency is the foundation of this plan, is that each day you do consistently do the amount of work to get there. So if you go to the book on page 110, it lines out this plan. And the first part of the plan is to line out a plan to develop each of the 4 skills. So we have the 1 target and 4 skills from the previous chapter. And this is where you get very specific on how you're going to apply that. So how many oral boards are you going to do in preparation for the test? How many size up are you going to do? And you have 1 page that summarizes the entirety of this 90-day plan. From there, you break it into 30-day benchmarks, and you just set the dates of those benchmarks in your plan. Next, we have a checklist for what to do each week so that you can check in. And then there's a commitment to doing the daily work. So I recommend that you commit a set amount of time each day. Maybe it's at 30 minutes, maybe it's an hour. Ideally, it's 4 hours a day for 5 days a week so that you can really go for it. And then you track each day that you get that. So you set your commitment for the day, and then you track how much you're going to do for that commitment. So the daily work, the weekly check-ins, 30-day benchmarks, and then the night will get you to the summit of your 90-day goal. You can find out more at promotionplaybook.com or get a copy of the book on Amazon. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later.